I went vegan for a month, and that kind of went interesting. Being vegan sucks. Like, I've been a vegan for about I've been vegan now for 5 hours, and all it's been doing is sucking. But overall, I failed. I failed big time. Vegan for a month? Well, more like vegan for, I think it was 11 days. Which, to be honest, is still a little achievement for me. But yeah, the very short journey was quite interesting. So I would still suggest, if you're on your way to veganism or not, to still watch the video. And, you know, it might help you, it might help you not, but let's just see. So, I kind of vlogged a bit of it, so we're just gonna jump into those frames. So my first day looked like this. I ran to uni this morning, didn't have time to have breakfast, so I popped into Boots because that's where I get healthy, like, snack stuff from. And I was looking at sandwiches, and everything was not vegan. It was so hard. I ended up leaving with a bag of fruits. And then I get home and I was like, oh, what am I going to have for breakfast? I'm gonna have some eggs. Damn, that's not vegan. Great. Oh, I'll have some porridge. And normally I have my porridges of like a sachet of like matcha latte. Realized it had milk powder in it. Also not vegan. So I was thinking, what can we vegans eat? Rabbit food. I'm gonna eat some rabbit food. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat grass now. Like, this is drenched with red lentils, potatoes, and tomatoes, and broccoli, and spinach. So all the healthy goodness. Ugh. And it is all vegan. And there it was me crying earlier, saying I won't be able to eat anything but this. I am pretty pleased with that. So I finished a whole meal, and I've really struggled, but I finished it all. Yeah, I'm painfully stuffed right now. However, I don't feel disgusting. Like, you know when you just devoured like a really large pizza, or like you went to a buffet and you just stuff yourself to the brim, and if it was like oily food and just junk food, you kind of feel disgusting after, and like bleh. But I feel good. I feel pretty decent. So I don't mind this feeling. I am stuffed. I feel good and healthy. Maybe I'll carry this on. Yeah, so on the first day I felt so good. I mean, it started off a little rocky, but at the end, you know, I was proud that I made such awesome food. But also the fact that generally the way I described it, it was so true. I stuffed myself and I felt so good. At the end, even though I was stuffed, nothing felt like it was weighing me down. And actually, when I started eating meat again, I felt so heavy, and it felt like the food was in my body for so long and it was weighing me down like rocks. And even after a few hours, I would still have that feeling, and I wasn't used to it anymore. And well, obviously that makes sense because meat does take longer to digest in your body. And now another thing that was just a tiny bit, my personal problem, was eating a lot of potatoes, so I'm gonna show you that clip. Day 3 of veganism, and I seem to be eating a lot of potatoes. It's like, for me, that's like the simplest thing to make, and something I definitely know is vegan. I do wanna experiment more with food, like vegan food, and watch like vegan, what I eat in a day, and like on YouTube and stuff, so that maybe I can experiment more, because yeah, it's healthy and all, but I'm getting tired of potatoes, so I need to go shopping. But then after a while I had a little bit of a setback. Well, there are obviously pros and cons for going vegan, and obviously I really did jump into it straight away without doing any research, so the cons showed up pretty quickly. I've started to feel really bad, and
I would be really tired. I'm finding it really hard to sleep at night. But then when I do fall asleep, I sleep for such a long time. Normally I only sleep for 8 hours and then I wake up straight away. But I've been sleeping for like 10 hours straight. And even though I'm sleeping for 10 hours, during the day I'm just so tired. And I've got this headache. And when I move fast or even get up or anything, I would feel dizzy and lightheaded. So I was just like, what's going on? Am I just missing something? Am I just missing any nutrients or something? I have been tracking my calories, and the first day I only ate 800 calories. The second day I only ate 1,000. And when looking it up, those were the side effects. So I'm just finding it really hard at the moment to get all my calories in because I'm eating so much food. Honestly, I am stuffing myself. But like nothing has calories in it, like tomatoes and broccoli and potato, like it has no calories. So I'm just really struggling. You know, eating 800, 1,000 calories is just not good, and it's just going to end up making you feel like crap. So, or when you try to be vegan, just be aware of that, because I just wasn't aware until I started counting the calories.
So yeah, jumping into veganism overnight, because genuinely one day I thought, why not do a 1 month vegan challenge, and the next day I literally started, isn't the best idea. It's always advisable to obviously do your research first. So obviously you can start researching vegan recipes, any tricks, and obviously the things you need to be careful of, which especially when changing your diets, what nutrients you might need to get, what kind of fits into your lifestyle, and you know what you really need. Like, are you getting enough of them vitamins like protein and B12 and magnesium and zinc? Like, after doing all this research, I started actually gaining knowledge about vitamins and what's actually really good to you and what actually does what. So that was pretty awesome, and that made me start taking supplements. So I take omega-3 fish oil, which is really good for it's a really good fat for your brain and just overall health. I take B12 because this is pretty good for overall health. And if you are vegan, B12 are mostly found in like meat and dairy products. So that's what I take for that. I also take some probiotic, which is good for keeping good bacteria in your stomach. And I also started taking some, I used to have a bottle like that of those, but they ran out. Biotin, which is good for nail growth, hair growth, and your skin. So I started discovering a lot of recipes, obviously watching a lot of YouTube, watching a lot of vegans, what I eat in a day, and you know, vegan meals, really helped a lot and made me cook some pretty interesting meals, and combine foods that I've never combined it before in my life, like peanut butter and coconut milk. I would have never thought, but oh my goodness. Sadly, I didn't really get clips of me making these awesome dishes, but changing your diet and doing research can be a lot of fun. So I would really advise you to do that. Not necessarily turn vegan, but just spicing up your life a little, like literally, you know, spices and food. I made myself something potato-less. I made myself some instant noodle with a ton of veggies inside, and I'm eating it with pita bread. And if you haven't tried instant noodles with pita bread, you should, because it's yum. I don't know why I'm eating from this bowl. It's quite satisfying eating from a big bowl. But anyways, healthy lunch dinner. This is gonna get some calories in me as well, so that's good. But yeah, healthy dinner I'm gonna enjoy. Turning vegan, obviously the first step I had to do was clear out my cupboards, and that was actually really hard and really sad, because you know, you've got your cupboard stocked up with your favorite foods and stuff, and then when you go vegan, it well, I didn't record the parting process, but it was like, Tuna, I love you, but I have to let you go now. And like giving away my food to my housemates, and I'm also not that rich, so it was quite heartbreaking. So I replaced my loss with pretty jars filled with nuts and seeds, and what else did I get? Like quinoa, and couscous and brown rice and stuff. So just getting all these healthy things in there, like, that really made it fun. And well, stuffing everything into a mason jar does make everything prettier. Now, I would make mistakes here and there. For example, you know, I got used to being able to eat bread, and I was so used to being able to eat bread because the bread that I normally bought were vegan friendly, and then I would try another sort of bread without thinking about it, and then it contains milk or whey protein or whatever it was, and it was quite like I'm putting so much effort in. But obviously, if going vegan, forgive yourself. You are going to make a lot of mistakes at the beginning, and being vegan is not even just about food. It's about the toothpaste you use, the makeup you use. It's a whole lifestyle, so it's generally not going to happen overnight, and it's going to take a while. So do take that into account, and if mistakes happen, it's okay. And well, for me, at the end, I started to kind of give in to my cravings, and actually give in a lot. Like, my friend would be like, oh, come McDonald's with me, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'ma only get some fries. I'ma only get like a veggie burger or something. And then I didn't, and I got meaty stuff. And then I'll be like, oh, but it's just a chicken sandwich. And then I'll be like, oh, I failed already today, so whatever. I will just restart tomorrow. And then I was like, there was no going back. I have completely failed being vegan. But that's okay. I mean, I really just wanted to try it out to see what it is and to see if I could do it. I mean, I did do it for 11 days. I did try it out. And honestly, I gained a lot from it. And not only just food knowledge, but just my personal habits and the way I self-discipline myself. The fact that I do tend to jump into things, like generally just have a thought and then just jump. And I kind of need to sit down, do my research, and really kind of, you know, prep, I suppose, a little bit, and just make sure I'm in it to win it. Now, is the vegan lifestyle for me? I am not too sure. I mean, sometimes, oh, shaky. Sometimes I'm like, yes. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I'll just go vegetarian. Other times I like, but burgers. But then, you know, the guilty feeling, you know, burgers, but then dead animals. You know, it's a little bit of a battle, but who knows what I'll do in the future. But, you know, it's up to everyone. It's, you know, it's a choice. Shouldn't feel forced. Shouldn't feel bad for your choices. Obviously, there are these really hardcore vegans that make you feel like crap. You know, for doing what you've been doing since you were a child. And I suppose, you know, they have their reasons, you know, they're real. The dairy market, or the way they handle it, it's really not pretty. So it is your choice if you acknowledge that and then have that change the way you act, or if you don't, and that's still okay. I'm not gonna judge you guys for it, and hopefully no one is gonna judge anyone for it. That was my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna try doing more challenges just for the sake of trying to self-discipline myself, because I really do need to do that. It's getting pretty late now. I'm kind of sitting outside my balcony, and it's really beautiful out. Actually, I'm gonna show you good now. Oh yeah, that's just my setup. I think I'm just gonna sit out here with my water and my laptop and edit this video for you. Edit this video for you guys. And I hope you have a beautiful evening wherever you are in the world, and or day or morning or whatever. See you guys later. Bye.